Hi everyone, my name is Jimena Uria. I'm a security go-to-market manager for Asia at Microsoft. I have brown hair, brown eyes, and I'm wearing a white shirt. And with me, my colleague and friend, Ana Gabriela. Hola Gabi, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, yes, thank you, Jimena. My name is Ana Gabriela Hernandez, or Gabi. I am an AI security specialist in the Global Black Belt team for the Asia time zone. I'm wearing red glasses and a white jumper. Very happy to be with you today.
Thank you, Gabi. Gabi will run a few demos for you to see our tools and services in action, and we will walk you through the different capabilities and controls that you have at hand to secure your cloud and your AI workloads and applications. At Microsoft, our goal is to help every organization harness the amazing potential of AI while anticipating and mitigating the risks, so we can all live in a society where AI is built to be trustworthy by default. Today, we'll share Microsoft's approach to trustworthy AI, particularly how we bring our commitments around security, privacy, and safety through industry-leading innovations and capabilities, and how we empower you, our customers, to do the same. Before we dive in, I want to acknowledge where we are today. Across every industry, whether it's healthcare, finance, retail, or manufacturing, we're seeing organizations explore AI applications and agents to solve real business problems. It's not just about experimenting anymore. It's about using AI to speed up claims processing, improve patient engagement, reduce fraud, or personalize customer experiences at scale. And as you're probably seeing in your own teams, the pressure is on to move fast, to innovate, ship, and to scale. But we also hear one consistent theme from customers. How do we do this securely without slowing down? And that is what this conversation is all about. Today, agents actively support and amplify our ambitions as individuals and as organizations. And we know that the future is human-led and agent-powered. But for AI to really elevate human potential, and ultimately for all of this to work, we need to trust the technology that we use, the AI that we rely on, the agents that are going to help us do our job. And whether it's investigating a security attack, or triaging a phishing attack, or assessing if our custom AI apps are secure and compliant, trust is a foundation that enables innovation. And at the root of trust is security. Security is really not optional, it's imperative. Now, over the last few years, you've likely made significant progress on your cloud journey. First, it was all about migrating to the cloud, lift and shift, driving CapEx savings. Many organizations are still in this part of the journey. Then we have modernization, refactoring applications, building new cloud-native services, unlocking developer agility and scale. And now we're on to the next frontier, AI adoption, or exploring agentic AI, where apps can reason, can take action, and drive outcomes on their own. At each stage, the opportunity has grown, but so has the complexity of security. We have moved from protecting infrastructure to posture management to now safeguarding data used by AI models, apps, and agents. So every organization is pushing hard on their own transformation across both cloud and AI. And now businesses are building AI agents on top of cloud to drive operational agility and unlock business outcomes. Developers are building faster than ever. They're shipping new apps, they're experimenting with new models and deploying AI agents. I tell you, this era is a playground for the curious, and it's no longer limited for those with deep technical coding skills. And that is great. Innovation is exploding, but so are the threats. Today, most leaders are focused on protecting against existing threats and vulnerabilities. With the adoption of AI, emerging AI threats and vulnerabilities are only accelerating these farther. Across cloud and AI innovation, 80% of organizations that we have surveyed across the globe cite data oversharing and data leaks as their main concern, with many security leaders also stating that they plan to continue to block AI in their organizations. Now, this concern is real and it's valid. We now have more attack surface than we did in the past. We now have model, RAG data, training data. And then you have new amplified risks. You have model vulnerabilities, higher risk of data leakage, jailbreak indirect prompt injection, things that didn't exist just a couple of years ago. When we talk about amplified risk, a great example is data security. The risk of oversharing, data leakage, etc., was always there if you didn't have the right controls in place. But AI is so heavy on data that all these risks are amplified. What years ago would have taken many days for an attacker to find something that would help them breach your system now can be done with one single prompt. Finally, with the ever-evolving regulatory landscape, more than half of you lack a clear understanding of how AI is regulated, which creates even more organizational risk. These challenges are compounded with the pace of AI innovation and lack of integration across developer tools, the cloud, the AI application stack, and your security solutions. If you're a CISO or a security leader, you're probably being asked if their AI initiatives are secure, if they're compliant. And right now, it's tough to answer that confidently. And this is why we believe in a code to runtime mindset, one that brings developers and security teams into the same loop. On the left, you've got developers creating new AI apps and agents. They're moving fast, experimenting, pushing updates constantly. On the right, you've got the security teams focused on posture, compliance, identity, threat protection, all the things that keep the business safe. That means security isn't just something that you add at the end. It's built in from the first line of code all the way through to runtime. But more than that, it's about enabling both teams to do what they do best. Developers to move fast, experiment, build powerful AI apps and agents without constantly being slowed down by security checkpoints. And for security teams to get visibility, control, and governance that they need to protect sensitive data, ensure compliance, and just basically do their job. What sets Microsoft apart is that we're not building a new security platform for AI. We are extending foundation that it's already trusted, proven, and deeply integrated and working in your enterprise. Security is natively built into every layer of a stack, from cloud infrastructure to AI platforms, to your identities, to apps, agents, and models. So you're protecting from traditional threats and emerging risks like model theft, prompt injection, and sensitive data exposure. That means that you didn't have to choose between moving fast and staying secure. Now, going back to this view, let's go into how we deliver that, starting with securing your cloud infrastructure, and then the AI systems built in on top of that. Now, going back to this view, let's get into how we deliver that, starting with securing your cloud infrastructure, and then the AI systems built on top of it. So let's start with this question. Do you know what is happening in your cloud environments? Where are your resources? Where is your data? What is internet facing? Who can access your data? Does your code have any exposed credentials? Where are the critical vulnerabilities in the context of business and exploitability risk? You have many more questions that are important for you to ask yourself and your team. To address these security challenges effectively, organizations need to embrace a comprehensive cloud-native application protection platform, or CNAPP, a CNAPP strategy that enables protection across the entire cloud-native application lifecycle. Microsoft Defender for Cloud is designed to provide comprehensive security across various platforms, including AWS, of course, Azure, and Google Cloud. It emphasized the importance of unifying security throughout the entire application lifecycle, ensuring that security meshes are integrated from code to runtime. And that is from the moment you're turning code into a working application. Microsoft Defender for Cloud prioritizes the most critical risks, allowing organizations to focus their resources effectively. Additionally, it offers near real-time responses to cloud threats, leveraging advanced generative AI and threat intelligence to enhance protection. This proactive approach ensures that security is not just reactive, but anticipatory, safeguarding applications from potential vulnerabilities. And overall, Microsoft CNAPP delivers robust code to runtime security, making it a vital tool for modern cloud environments. Now, organizations must prepare for potential breaches. So we want to minimize cloud security risk proactively, right? How we achieve that is with a unified posture management and threat insights across your entire digital estate. To cut through the noise and prioritize your most critical risks, organizations need a strategic approach to risk assessment, starting with understanding cloud risks from an attacker's perspective. By tagging business critical assets, you can prioritize your security efforts effectively. Here you can see the flow of data and potential attack paths, highlighting key areas such as secure access, data security, and sensitive data storage. It is essential to monitor these risks continuously and implement strong security measures to prevent data breaches. And then by identifying and securing critical assets, we can significantly reduce the likelihood of exploitation and enhance the overall security posture. Now, you've heard me talk a lot about prioritization, which is critical, right? Microsoft Defender for Cloud uses a context-aware risk prioritization engine to assess and prioritize security risks in your environment. Here are the key factors that go into this prioritization. The first one, resource configuration. The configuration of each resource is evaluated to determine its security posture. These include setting permissions and compliance with security standards. Another one is network connections. The network connection of a resource are analyzed to understand its exposure to potential threats. And this includes internal exposure as well as connections to other resources. Another one is security posture. The overall security posture of a resource, including its compliance with built-in and custom security standards, is assessed. Exploitability. The potential for a security issue to be exploited is considered. This involves understanding how easily an attacker could exploit a vulnerability. Another element is business impact. The potential business impact of a security issue being breached is also evaluated, and this includes sensitivity of the data involved and the criticality of the resource to business operations. Another one is attack paths. Defender for Cloud analyzes which security issues are part of potential attack paths that attackers could use to breach your environment. And this helps in identifying the most significant security risks. And then lastly, environmental context. The context of environments such as lateral movement, potential, and the presence of sensitive data is also something that we take into account. I was missing one more, unified visibility. The need for unified visibility across application development lifecycle is something that we take into consideration to address siloed tools and ensure comprehensive security coverage. Now, why all of these matters? Well, you want to prioritize remediation. Instead of treating all vulnerabilities equally, Defender for Cloud highlights the ones that matter the most, the ones that are exploitable, that are business critical, and that are part of attack paths. And this helps security teams focus their limited resources on the most urgent threats. It also helps you drive operational efficiency. By surfacing only the most impactful issues, teams avoid alert fatigue and reduce time spent on low-risk findings. This streamlines, triage, and accelerates mean time to remediation. It also helps drive business-aligned security. The engine factors in business impact, such as whether a resource handles sensitive data or supports critical operations, helps you ensure that security decisions are aligned with your business priorities. It also helps you drive a unified visibility across the entire life cycle. Defender for Cloud integrates risk signal across development, deployment, and runtime. And these includes new features like runtime guardrails for containers and API posture management, which further contextualize risk across the software lifecycle. And finally, it helps you support governance and compliance. The prioritization engine supports governance by aligning with Defender CSPM or Cloud Security Posture Management plans. It also enables your organization to track and enforce security standards across multi-cloud environments. In a few slides, or a few minutes, Gabby is going to run you through a demo of Cloud Security Posture Management, which is what helps you assess and manage your cloud security posture. We already talked about minimizing cloud security risks proactively. We also need to detect and respond to cloud and AI threats in near real time with GenAI-powered fixes in the unified Microsoft Defender portal. We know that SOC teams cannot do it all. They need automation, guidance, and then they need also the ability to respond faster. Basically, they need a single platform to do it all. Modern SecOps require real-time detection, right? And to be able to respond across cloud workloads, data, and APIs. So Defender for Cloud provides multi-layered proactive protection for cloud database, storage, APIs, and AI workloads. Paired with Microsoft Purview, it adds sensitive data exposure insights, helping you get ahead of breaches. Defender for Cloud enables these as part of an integrated end-to-end SecOps experience, simplifying and accelerating threat protection. And as we know that correlating threat across endpoints, identities, cloud workloads, APIs, and multi-cloud environment is critical, Defender for Cloud integrates with XDR to deliver a unified, actionable SecOps experience to enable faster, smarter investigations and response. And as AI workloads grow, so do the risks. Defender for Cloud delivers purpose-built detections for AI workloads powered by Azure AI Content Safety and are aligned to OWASP Top 10 for LLMs, which is a globally recognized framework that identifies the most critical security risks unique to LLM-powered systems. And it also provides actionable strategies to mitigate them. Establishing multi-layered defenses are critical to enhance real-time threat protection. The MITRE ATT&CK framework mapping is crucial as it helps organizations understand the tactics and techniques used by adversaries throughout their attack lifecycle. Then, by leveraging leading threat intelligence, we can rely on sophisticated alerts tailored to specific resources, ensuring that we stay informed about potential threats. Cloud workload protection is vital as it focuses on detecting behavioral anomalies and zero-day exploits, which are critical for preemptively addressing vulnerabilities. And then finally, cloud detection and response capabilities allow for prioritized alerts across various environments, including compute, API, and AI workloads, creating a unified SecOps experience. Here is a high-level overview of the multi-cloud and hybrid asset coverage that Defender for Cloud enables. You can see the threat protection across compute, service layer, databases, and storage, as well as AI workloads and models across the different clouds. All right, it's demo time. Gabby, over to you.
Okay, so here we are at the Microsoft Defender for Cloud portal. And as we've seen before, this solution provides centralized visibility, proactive risk management, and embedded security in DevOps pipelines, helping organizations to prevent, detect, and respond to threats from development to runtime. Of course, we have so many different options here. We will be able to drill down in some of them later on. And we can see that we also have specific summary across the security posture, regulatory compliance, and workload protection. All these for my multi-cloud assets. Now, in relation to AI security, we have this new blade that's called Data and AI Security. This blade provides a centralized dashboard to monitor and manage data and AI resources, highlighting, of course, what could be critical related to my security risk and possible attack paths. The blade enables data security posture management and also AI workload protection. And as we see, we have some different sections here, like maybe top issues I have to concentrate on. We can take a closer look to the data. And again, coming back to the specific details for my AI assets, I can see a summary here. We are talking right now about AI threat protection. So for that, I see a summary, and I can go to the specific alerts. All of these already filter, as I mentioned before, for alerts related to AI. This is filtered, as I mentioned. We can see a comparison here for my security alerts across everything that Defender for Cloud is able to see. So alerts for all the different resources. But when we use the filter from the Data and AI Blade, it's coming already with the specific details for my AI assets. So now let's think that we want to see maybe details related to AI applications. So I can see some alerts for that. And as I click on it and I view details for my alert, I will be able to see, of course, my status, the alert description, affected resource details, the mapping to MITRE ATT&CK tactics, all the specific information, and I can also see if I want to take action and mitigate this alert, what are the possible steps I need to take. Also very important to highlight that we have some recommendations in order to mitigate these future attacks. So that's a good example for this alert that is related to a user phishing attempt detected in one of my AI apps. But maybe let's consider now a different example. I want to see if there's alerts related to prompt or prompt injection. So I have one here already, this alert, same story. If I open the full details, I see the alert title, severity, I have the specific description for that, and all the details that we've seen before as well. And another example could be maybe this one that is related to a jailbreak attempt to my Azure AI model. And I see same story. What is the severity for that? The description for my alert, affected resources and more details, and the way to take action on that. So this is good. And it's important because the alerts are not just visible here in the Defender for Cloud portal. We've been for a long time integrating them into the XDR portal. And this is very good because it can help me to provide additional correlation and additional evidence. And as we see here, we have now the same situation on my jailbreak attempt, as I can see at the bottom, but now it's contextualized. Now it's giving me more information like users involved, entities that could be involved, what happened as well, like I see that there's some activity from a Tor IP address as well engaged here. So I see full details and the full story. So this is a way for me to have more context on what's happening. But also as well, if I want to understand more on the specific for the jailbreak attempt, as we click on that one, we'll have more evidence and more description. So I see that it's giving me a specific description for what happened here. And I could summarize as well on activity details, but I wanted to call out your attention to the related activities, where I can see as well the specific prompt that was the one that triggered this alert. And back to you, Jimena.
Thank you, Gabby. That was great. We've covered so far the cloud security part. Let's now dig deeper on securing AI apps and agents. So we've already touched on some of the risks, and you can see the most common in this slide with some alarming figures. Now imagine that your organization deploys multiple autonomous AI agents across different platforms and workflows without centralized governance. Basically, each unmanaged agent becomes a potential entry point for attackers. And when we talk about compliance, regulatory frameworks vary widely across Asia. Countries like China enforce a strict algorithmic transparency, while others like Singapore use regulatory sandboxes. This fragmentation complicates compliance for multinationals, for instance. This slide presents a simplified version of the architecture showing where new risks and threats occur and where security teams need to implement controls to prevent, detect, and respond to these risks. But before you can secure something, you have to understand what you have. And for most organizations, the AI stack is sprawling and poorly inventoried. Let's remember that this is all very new and there's a lot of exploration and perhaps with little guidance. It is critical for organizations to have the ability to discover their AI stack and to understand the components of the AI applications deployed in their environment. Once the AI stack inventory is discovered, it is essential to then identify any vulnerabilities present. For example, vulnerabilities in LangChain orchestrators are common because of how these frameworks are designed and deployed, as well as its rapid adoption. Direct risks can include a lack of permission controls for databases used by AI applications, while indirect risks might involve an internet-exposed VM instance with permissions to AI resources. Good news that with Microsoft Defender for Cloud, you can discover all your AI workloads across orchestrators, datasets, models, plugins, as well as virtual infrastructure, whether you're running on Azure, AWS, or Google Cloud. And it's time for another demo, this time on posture management. Gabby, over to you.
So now let's talk about posture. And we will work in a view from the Data and AI Blade by discovering sensitive data, being able to scan and view what's out there, and also assessing exposure. So starting with sensitive data, remember that here we have different sections, and I want to go to my closer look to my data, and I want to understand about sensitive info types. And as I click here, I see that this is opening another solution that's called Cloud Security Explorer. Cloud Security Explorer allows me to generate different queries. And I see I have different templates and examples here ready to run. And of course, we have some specific to AI as the two examples you see here. But this is not just for AI. This is for everything that Defender for Cloud is able to see. So there are some other examples, like maybe you want to understand about internet exposed SQL servers, or maybe you want to understand about Key Vault or user accounts or Kubernetes. You can also create your own. So if I come here and let's say that I want to understand about my containers, and then I'm going to add a condition that is saying that I want to see from the security angle what containers are vulnerable to remote code execution. And as I hit search, this is going to give me the details of all my container images that are vulnerable to that remote code execution. So this is a very important tool. It's part of the CSPM capabilities on Defender for Cloud, and it helps me to drill down to understand more details about my assets. Back to my example, we wanted to know about sensitive info types contained in my resources. So for that, the query is pre-populated for me. And as I hit search, this is going to come with all the details about the assets that are containing the info type, sensitive info type, and what is the type of sensitive information contained there. And of course, this is all according to the labeling that you will be using. Now, back to my blade, the Data and AI Blade, I want to go and take a closer look to my AI assets. I might not even know what's out there. And for that, what I'm going to do is go directly to make a scan view about my services. So this is opening again, the Cloud Security Explorer, query pre-populated, and as I hit search, I'm going to be able to see all the resources in use right now, like from Foundry services, AI projects. I think I saw some Bedrock agents here as well. So all the different assets in use, I can understand, and now I have visibility of what's running in my environment. Back to my blade as well, we have some other options here like models and endpoints. This, if I would run the query here, this would show me which models are live and if they are exposed, and also, of course, if they are secure. I see that I have no containers right now in my demo environment aligned to any AI workload, but this would have shown as well the containers that are part of an AI application. And we can do the same for the datasets. This will show me the datasets that are used for AI grounding. So we know that grounding is what allows to make AI more specific for my organization. So basically, this is telling me that this storage account is used for grounding. In the backend, we are doing all the mapping needed to provide this answer. And that's why we can give you the details on why we think this asset or this storage account is used for grounding. And we provide you with the details and the evidence for that, with all the detail and the resource that is using that. Okay, so now back to my blade, let's see something related to attack path. So clicking on that one, basically this will show me all the attack paths that are running or happening right now in my environment. Attack path, think of that as a visual chain of exploitable weaknesses. They are built up together so we can help you to concentrate on fixing what matters the most. So as I always say, if you want to have a place to get started with Defender for Cloud, this is a place where you can come and see what's happening, and fixing this will help you big way. So in our example for vulnerabilities or attack paths happening for my AI assets, I have one already open here. So this is talking about an internet exposed VM that contains vulnerabilities and is allowing lateral movement to a storage account with sensitive data used by Foundry. So all the attack chain and all the attack story and all the assets engaged in here. Same with alignment to MITRE attack tactics. All the detail is contained here, and you also have the graphical view. So we can see the assets routing traffic to all the different elements, and also what is a virtual machine that can authenticate to this or as this identity and has permission to my storage account. And this will also provide specific view of all the sensitive info types as well that are contained in this storage account. So that's why it's very important to fix this attack path and fix the situation so we avoid any possible big problem that could be happening in my assets. Okay, back to you, Jimena.
All right. There was a time when shadow IT meant someone bringing their own laptop or unmanaged phone to work, or signing up for an unsanctioned application without telling anyone. Today, we have gone from rogue devices, often used reactively, to autonomous agents. And this is a whole new level, from potential compliance breaches to operational chaos. So once you prepare your environment and begin your journey to adopt AI, it is crucial to identify potential AI risks by asking these questions. What AI applications are being used in my organization? Who is using them? And do we have the appropriate size permission for their usage? What sensitive data is being shared and created by GenAI? Is that data secure? Is it governed? You cannot protect what you can see. So understanding these risks can help you address them and design effectively the security controls that you need in place. And finally, AI regulations and standards are emerging across regions and industries, providing a robust framework for organizations to assess, implement, and test their controls to develop and use trustworthy AI. As risk and compliance teams prepare for the compliance effort, guidance on how to implement controls for each requirement can help connect the dots between regulatory standards and technology solutions. Now, here's the light at the end of the tunnel. Gabby will now show you a few capabilities that can help you with the challenges that we just spoke about. Gabby, over to you again.
Okay, so here we are now on the Purview portal within the information protection solution. First, I want to touch briefly again on the concept of sensitive information. We saw a bit of that in the CSPM portion of the demo, and we saw some labels in there. We mentioned that it's possible to integrate those labels from Purview, and it's in here where you work on those labelings. As mentioned before, you see that we have the option of some published by us, but you can also create your own. These labels will be accessible within the M365 and also Defender for Cloud, as we mentioned before. So the idea is about using the same solution and classification from here that will flow across your different solutions. Now, changing views. Here we are at the Data Security Posture Management for AI. This is also part of the Purview experience, and we see that we have some getting started recommendations. Good to see that we have them in green, but just to illustrate a little bit, if I open this one, it's about activating the audit trail because we need to make sure that audit is enabled. Think that you'll want to see the prompts and responses that are happening, and of course the data usage as well within your AI applications and agents. So now, expanding a little bit more, if I go to recommendations, I will see a list of those that the solution is providing. Let's open one of them to see what's happening here. So, detect risk interactions in AI applications. We'll see that the idea is to help you to create the right policy for this situation. Instead of you going and trying to figure it out in isolation, the policy is created in insider risk management. And basically this policy will help me to calculate the user risk by detecting risky prompts and responses in Copilot, agents, enterprise apps, and other applications. So I can see that this policy is already enabled. So this is very good. But just to show you another example, this one here is not enabled, but basically this one would be created if I would like to enable it. It will be created in communication compliance, and it will help me to detect sensitive info prompts and responses in Microsoft Copilot Experience, Agents, ChatGPT, and Enterprise. Okay, so that's all good. Now, once that we are set up, the visibility will flow here into the reports section. And we see that in the reports, I have 3 different sections: Copilot, Enterprise Apps, and other applications. And I can see my activity graphs here that will show me the interactions over time across those different applications. If I scroll down here, for what I mentioned before, think of this section like other AI apps like your Shadow IT. And I see I have some interactions with ChatGPT, Gemini, or DeepSeek in this example. As I scroll down, I can see the data section as well. Here is where we will see again the sensitive labels, but this time those sensitive labels are in the context of the data and AI usage. So basically, this is now showing me the sensitive information within my AI apps. I can also see unethical AI interactions. And as I scroll down further, I can go to the user section. And here in the user section, I can see the risky users and the interaction that they have with the apps. All of this is grouped by risky level. Okay, So if I want to drill down more again, I can go and click here on Activity Explorer. Here, I will have all the activity happening in my organization related to my AI applications. And I can see I can filter, so I can choose a specific application. So if I select here, maybe I want to check on my enterprise app, and I want to check on a specific one, this one that appears here. I want to see what's happening with this application. So this will actually show me now all the different AI interactions. But I see that sensitive information or sensitive interactions are being spotted in prompt or responses. And as I zoom in to see more details, this will show me the details, like what was the activity that happened. So in this case, text was uploaded. I can see the user details, the user that was interacting. I can see that the user is labeled as a high-risk user. And I can even continue to understand more. So if I click on this link to see the interaction, this will show me with more detail what was happening. And I can see that I can have detailed view for the interaction details at the prompt level, and also what was the response. Okay, so we will stop here. Thank you so much. Back to you, Jimena.
We have now come to the end of this session. To wrap up this part of a session, here is a nice summary view of all the capabilities that Microsoft provides for each of the customer concerns that we have covered today around adopting AI. Today, we covered a lot of what we can do to help solve around protecting cloud and AI applications and agents. But our services and capabilities to help organizations securely adapt AI go even beyond that. Microsoft is the first security provider to deliver comprehensive solutions for AI, including data security and compliance, security posture management, threat protection, safety systems, and governance capabilities across Microsoft Copilots and agents, other enterprise AI such as ChatGPT Enterprise, consumer AI, as well as custom-built AI. Our mission is to make the world safer. And the intention today was to share how we can help you make AI safer and more secure, so you can continue innovating confidently. Thank you so much for joining this session. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you, Gabby, for being part of it and for demonstrating all the amazing tools that we have for our customers.
Thank you so much. There's always a pleasure to run these sessions, and especially with you today. There's experts in the line. Please pose your question and we will be happy to answer them. Thank you so much. Thanks, Jimena.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.